good? We got Natalie. I don't know if she's still with us or if she's with her
still
driver. Natalie's with us. We got Trista. We got Wes Hayden. We got Marissa. We got Lauren. Our Bachelor attorney, Craig Robinson, Richard Matthey, and Nikki will be joining us a little bit later. I'm going to start off with a clip this week. We're going to change things up. So, obviously, things have gotten a little violent on the Beatdown. Graham punches Rated R. Stagliano wants to punch Blake in his perfect little dentist teeth, rightfully so. So instead of just beating people down, we got to teach them how to defend themselves. So we're going to run our Sean Ramey defend clip of the week. Go ahead and run the clip.
I don't think it's working.
Nope. Can any Fetus or Pat, are you guys there? What's going on? All right, we'll come back to the defend clip. Yeah, geez, Fetus. We'll come back to the clip. I want to start off with Graham and Rated R. So apparently, at the rap party, Graham socked Rated R right in his eye, and it was on TMZ. Rated R's posting photos of his black eye. Now, I know somebody here has probably talked to either somebody who knows something or whatever. The story that I heard is Graham and Blake were having some words. Rated R stepped in. I've also heard another story that Graham was having problems with Rated R and punched him in the face. Anybody got any inside deets on that?
I don't.
I talked to Graham, and he basically said that I believe you're right, that he and Blake were having a little powwow, and that Rated R got into it, and I think he kind of got in his face, and Graham's words were he just kind of pushed him away a little forcefully. So he didn't say that he punched him, and I really think he would have told me that he punched him if he punched him. There's no reason for him to lie to me. So I just think he pushed him away pretty forcefully. Sorry. But that's all I know.
Fair enough. Dave, you're a man's man. What do you think? Some dude got in your face at a rap party after you didn't win $250K. You think you would forcefully push him, or maybe...
Well, let me back up and say that the reason that Graham got so heated, from what I understand, is that he was trying to defend Michael. He, is very, very close with Mike now, and he was trying to defend him. And I don't know what Justin was saying to him or Blake, but I think that Graham was trying to get across his point that he wasn't necessarily happy with Blake and how he handled the engagement thing with Michael, and that's where it came from, a place of wanting to, stand up for his friend.
Fair enough. Dave, what do you think? You've been at the rap party. You were on the receiving end of the $250K, but if you weren't, what do you think?
I don't know. I mean, from what I heard Graham was pretty intoxicated and got a little mouthy and whatnot, and Justin tried to step in. That's what I heard.
I was there.
Yeah. Well, do you know anything that I'm talking about then? Did you hear the same thing, or did you see
when
it?
I'm in a Hollywood nightclub, I'm usually off in the corner making fun of people's outfits, and so I pretty much missed the whole thing. I'm dead serious. I was off in the corner by myself, like having more fun, and someone walks up in the PA and they're like, "Hey, we gotta go. Graham just got kicked out." Here's my thoughts on everything. I don't know if Rated R is on or not. I don't care. This is all I have to say. There are pictures of Rated R that night, and he did not have a swollen eye or a black eye. I'm pretty sure that he went home and did something to himself to get that black eye so he could create drama, because that's what he loves. He wants the press. He wants the media attention. He dated a girl from Jersey Shore, for crying out loud. They're like fake relationships. I don't think that Graham ever made contact, to be honest with you. No one has been able to prove that he's made contact. I think this is a whole little publicity stunt. It's annoying that we're even talking about it.
Well, I could see what you're saying, because I could see Rated R wanting to do that, but at the same time, black eyes don't just pop up in 2 seconds. It takes a little bit of while. Some people don't even get them until the following morning. What's that?
It would be. Oh, and here's another thing. What guy would get his ass kicked and then go tweet about it and hire an attorney?
He hired an attorney?
He was like threatening it on Twitter. It's like Twitter's like this new place, like sound cool.
He does own a cat. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, that was. I tweeted him back. I go, "There's something wrong with this photo, and it's not your black eye. It's that you have a cat."
Dave, that's just becoming popular in Canada.
Cats?
Dave wears t-shirts with cats on them.
That was never popular.
Hear anything else about this that we haven't covered? All right. So, like I said before, lots of violence. We're going to go ahead and run the defend clip of the week. Hopefully it's going to work this time. Let's do it.
All right, guys. Hey, Sean Ramey here. I want to give special thanks to my man, Jesse Sinsack, for giving us the invite to do this edition of the Bachelor Pad Beatdown.
Oh my God.
I figured this would be a perfect opportunity for us because of the fact that now we're starting to get a little physical. Graham, hey, my buddy, Graham was on the same season 4 with me and Jesse. I have to tell you, man, I heard about the punch, heard around the world. Punch rated R, not bad. And then last week, we heard that Mike wanted to hit Blake in his perfect little dentist teeth. So I tell you what, instead of tearing your knuckles up on his perfect little dentist teeth, this is what you do, my friend. Your hands go up. When the guys come in at you, go.
He doesn't even wrinkle his suit.
Why don't I think this is funny?
That, my friends, is a palm strike,
I don't think there's any
and that, my friends, is a Bachelor Pad Beatdown. Be sure to hit us up on Facebook, Defend by Sean Ramey. Jesse, you're the man. Thank you for the opportunity.
I love Sean Ramey. For anybody who doesn't know who that guy is, he was on season 4 with me and Graham. He is an actual martial arts master. The guy is no joke, James Bondish. In any event, Sean, thanks for the clip. We're going to move on to the next topic. Everybody's been talking about Ella. Ella said, I came on the show for my son. And then all of a sudden, the next thing we know, we see her face in the magazine, a lot of plastic surgery. I want to get a girl's thoughts on this. So Lauren, what are your thoughts on this whole, I'm here for my son, and then all of a sudden, lots of plastic surgery going on. You have any feelings on this?
I do have to say, I did miss some of the show last night, but I did see Ella, and I noted that her face looked completely different. So, and then very unnatural. I want to guess, but that is what not to do. I think, I don't know, maybe it was sponsored. Maybe somebody, saw her and a plastic surgeon offered to do it for free. Did the article say that she...
It was sponsored. It was done from Erica Rose's father.
That's like the new
that's how she gets all
Bachelor
that.
go-to. He can get you boobs and he can suck the fat out of you.
I need to put it in the backside. So, I'm curious about that surgery. Okay, yeah, so, I mean, if it was free, then what's the issue? She can go ahead and make herself look good. I'm a plastic surgery advocate. Yes, like it. But hers did not look good. Sorry, Ella. She was beautiful before. She didn't need that.
Wes, what do you think, man? You think this broad should have gotten plastic surgery? What are your thoughts?
No, I thought she was beautiful to begin with. I don't understand what she did. I mean, she looks a little swollen to me. Maybe she just ate a salt cube the night before. Maybe she didn't get any plastic surgery. She's smuggling salt cubes on the fucking finale. I don't know. Beautiful girl.
Rich, what do you think, buddy?
I think if she ends up landing a guy with all the plastic surgery, of course she's helping her son. Come on.
Oh man, Dave, what do you think?
I agree with Wes. I thought she was good looking before. I mean, she could definitely hit the gym a little bit, but that's just working off a little bit of she's a mom. It's difficult. She's time crunch and all that. I understand that.
I don't think that has any. No, being a mom is not an excuse.
Well, single mom, they got a lot of work to do. That's all I'm saying.
I have a lot of work to do, and I'm not. Yeah.
So I got to step in because I had to step away for a second, but here's my opinion on the whole thing. I think we're talking about Ella. Every body is different, is made up differently. Like, I'm fortunate where I have a fast metabolism where I'm not, some people it's easier to gain that weight and it's harder to keep it off, and she didn't really like her curves, which is great. So if you want to get a little help and it's for free, I think it's to each its own. It's not something that I would do, but I don't knock anyone else for doing it. I think I saw her after she had it done. Her boobs are huge. Her waist is small, and so it's like, props to her.
Maybe they put it on.
Wait, she had all that work done?
Yeah.
Five.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Now, if she paid for it after complaining about not having money for her family, that'd be a different story. But it's like, opportunity knocked and she answered. So.
I agree with that, but she didn't need all that. And by the way, I don't think her body looks bad. Yeah. Back to what Dave said, I don't think her body looked bad. I think it's fine to be 30.
Whoa. I never said her body looked bad.
No, that she needs to lose pounds. I don't agree with that she needs to lose pounds.
Well, that's your opinion, but I never said she looked bad. I never said she looked bad.
No, you did not. I'm just saying, being a mother is not an excuse for not losing weight, but I don't think she needed to lose any weight. I thought she looked fine. Anyway, go ahead. I think she's beautiful.
Marissa, what are your thoughts?
I think a little bit of what everyone said. I think she looked absolutely gorgeous beforehand. But again, I'm not going to tell you to not go and get plus 30, especially if it's free. Shoot, I'll take a couple if anyone's willing to hand them out as well. So,
a couple what?
Nothing wrong.
The world we live
Botox, lip injection, cheese.
Craig, what do you think? Innocent or guilty?
You got to think of it like this. She had really just lost $250,000 of her chance at it. This is probably the only chance she's ever going to have that much free plastic surgery.
That's
so someone calls and offers her that much plastic surgery, and she's probably thinking to herself, listen, I'll probably need this all when I turn like 40 for sure, so I might as well just get it now while I got the chance to get it for free. So I don't blame her at all. I don't think she needed it either, but...
I'd have to agree. I think I've done a few events with Ella. I think she was a beautiful girl. I don't think she needed it, but she got it for free. It's not affecting her financial situation. Yeah, exactly.
Would any of you guys get plastic surgery if it was offered to you for free? And
I
what
would-
would
I'm going to pay for it.
I would never go under the knife for anybody, no matter what.
I've heard that all guys have 2 to 3 inches of hidden penis.
No, that's if you're
cut,
overweight, you
falls
can
out.
I just have to say that none of you can speak until you're my age and you've given birth to 2 children.
Jesus, we got 30 years until then.
Hey!
Krista, what do you think?
When we're
Krista, you
teachers,
look
we can make fun of him behind his back.
Okay.
Krista, what do you think? Would you have done it?
So I missed it because Max was feeding me, but I'm assuming we're talking about plastic surgery.
Ella got a ton of plastic surgery done for free from Erica Rose's father, and the big controversy in the press has been that she was there for her son and everyone's hating on her. But our argument is that she didn't have to pay for it. It's not affecting her financial situation.
Well,
so who
totally.
cares?
Someone actually tweeted me last night about her and her surgery, and I was like, wait, what? What happened? But then they were saying 5 surgery. Wow. Well, if please, if that's free and she's been wanting to get that for a while, and I don't know if I seem to recall someone tweeted about her nose being done, maybe? Is that right?
His nose, lipo, breast.
Oh, sign me up for breasts.
Sign me up.
But anyway,
Like I said, there's no such thing as fake boobs as long as
What do you
I can
mean?
touch it.
Oh.
Wait, Wes, say that again. What?
Yeah, what does that mean?
What's that?
There's no such
What
thing
did
as
you-
fake boobs, and then we lost you. What'd you say?
I said there's no such thing as fake boobs as long as I can touch them. They're real.
You guys want to know something
That's what I always
sad?
say.
Today on
My husband would agree with you.
they put me in 2 bras. They needed to give me cleavage, and I put on one. I was like, this is looking nice. They're like, and the style comes over like, we're going to go ahead and put another bra on you to give you more cleavage. And I was like, it literally took me to a full B, and it looked pretty nice. But then if you go home with, your boyfriend, he thinks you have these nice big boobs, you take off the 2 bras, and he just leaves. He's
What
like,
are you
this is
talking
He
about?
would not leave.
You take off the eyelashes, the nails, the heels,
the hair
the hair
extensions.
extensions, everything. It's like a whole different person in the morning. You're like, whoa, wait a second.
Well, I just have
Sales.
eyelashes,
Hold on
hair
a second. You're
extensions, or
72
boobs,
years
so
old.
I guess you get what you see.
Came home with a pickup truck, and now
Like
we
a
got a rusted
10-year-old
out Chevelle.
Chinese boy.
That was only twice, Wes. That was only twice.
Okay.
Anyway, I don't
Shit,
discount
I'm
her.
excited to hear about it.
Fair enough.
I
I'm
think
happy
she should
for
have
her.
done it. If it was
Good for
free,
her.
I think she
Go
should
get it,
have.
girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all agree.
She's a
All right.
beautiful girl. Beautiful.
Moving on.
But she didn't need it, but take
Exactly. True.
We're moving on. Stagliano, should he have shared the money? So Rated R brought up a very good point. He said, Holly, what did you bring to this partnership? Fun last season. It was a lot different last season than this season. If you were in Stag's shoes, knowing what he knew, would you have shared the money?
Well, I thought about that after I saw it, and since he had already obviously talked about it, and if that scenario came up, they were going to share the money. After her waiting to drop that bomb on him on national television, and her moving to South Carolina and all that, I probably would have been a little bitter. And I might have picked keep and been like, you know what, you two can move to South Carolina, but I'm going to keep the $250,000, and well deserved on his part. I'm sure we're going to get into that, but I'm still dumbfounded that she did that, and it's just, I think he had I would have kept it. To answer your question, yeah, I probably would have kept it.
Natalie, you were there with Dave. If Dave would have done what Holly did, would you have shared or kept?
It's hard to put yourself in that situation because Dave and I weren't ever engaged. You know, we just had like a slight romance going on.
It was love.
I mean,
it was
love. I'm just weird today. I'm like extra weird today. I don't know why. I'm not even drinking. I told you I'm weirder.
That's
when
why.
I'm sober. I know. Okay. I think the situation is different. Michael did the right thing because here's why. He's just a good guy, and it shows through and through. He could have kept it, but he didn't even keep the money, share the money to like look good in the public eye. He's just legitimately that good of a dude where he's like, you know what,
Yep.
I loved her so much for so long. You just don't stop loving someone. He's always going to care about her despite what happened or what went wrong, and this whole engagement that was, filmed and then put in front of his face. That's just who he is, and I think that just speaks volumes. I love that guy.
Mm-hmm.
I wish he could have been the next Bachelor, to be honest with you.
Nikki, so Stags definitely, took his emotions out of this game, and even though he probably felt like dying inside, what do you think? Should he have kept the money, or should he have done what he did and shared it?
That's really hard. I honestly thought the way he seemed really upset, which I would be too. He was just clenching his jaw, and he was really mad being the person that he is. It would go completely against his nature to just do that, to spite her. I think he would have in the long run regretted it, money or not. I think what he did was right, and if I was in his shoes, I probably would have done the same thing, because it's just, if it's not in your nature, you wouldn't do it, no matter how much the other person had badly hurt you. Right. So I right thing.
Craig, what do you think, buddy? Kept it or shared it?
Well, I tell you what, put all the being a nice guy stuff aside. I mean, you got to think of it this way too. There's a chance, that she chooses keep, and then you lose it all. I mean, I don't think it was guaranteed that she was going to choose share. So I think from a smart perspective,
but
he had to think, listen,
he loses anyway.
Right, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So he does lose anyway. But if he had chosen share and she had chosen keep, she would have looked like the worst person in the history of the world. And then I think all the sympathy that he got because of it probably would have been worth maybe even losing some money for. But I mean, I think from a smart perspective, if he chooses keep, I think it's a lose-lose. Because if he walks away with the $250, then he kind of looks like a dick in some people's eyes, no matter what.
Right.
And also, there's a chance that she chooses keep too, so then he loses everything. Well, yeah. Listen, I 125 and looking like a really, really, really nice dude.
She rode his coattails to the finals. She shit on him on national television. She's moving to South Carolina with another dude. Keep the $250,000. If a couple people in America don't like it, piss off.
But what if she chose keep though? What if she chose keep? What if he chose keep and she had chosen?
Doesn't matter.
Then it sucks. Then it really sucks.
For why? Because she gets to keep all of it?
For him. No, because neither of them get it.
Craig's saying if he would have...
he loses 125. His chance at 125 if he chooses keep.
Call me crazy here, and you can make an opinion on what I'm about to say. I could care less. But I'm the type of dude that if somebody stabs me in the back like she did, I would have kept. And if she would have kept, I would have been so thankful that she didn't get a dime of that, even if I didn't. It would have just been a big ol' to her.
Oh, we know how you would have felt, Jesse.
Listen, he deserved the full 250, no doubt. But
no doubt.
I think people would not have blamed him if he picked keep, but if Holly picked keep, people would have most of America probably would have been like, yeah, you know what, I would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
No doubt. Wes, what do you think, man? Would you have let the broad get some of that, or would you have kept it?
Dude, I wish I'd have had this question on my SAT, because this is the easiest shit I'd ever had to answer. Abso-fucking-lutely not. I mean, here's the deal. And I love Holly. I like Holly. But here's the deal. Like Dave said, she rode his coattails. She was making out with him on the show. I guarantee it leading him on a little bit. You know, he turns his back. She tells him she's getting married on national television. I tweeted Dave today, I mean, last night when I was watching this, and I don't normally get emotionally involved, but, you know, I was literally sick, dude. I mean, I was just feeling like all his anxiety and his pain. And, you know, she needs to go and be married to her dentist, which I think he's a fucking nerd anyway. He sent me a weird tweet last night. I'll get into it. But it's just totally wrong on all levels.
What did the
All
tweet
levels.
say, Wes? What did the tweet say?
Keep the money. Oh, I said something about somebody, I'm old-fashioned, something. He tweeted me back saying, okay, so old-fashioned is not telling the girl you love you want to marry her and this and that, live in a glass house. And I'm sitting there thinking, number one, dude, if you're going to marry somebody, where I'm from in the South, number one, you go to their father, you ask for their hand in marriage. If there's any loose ends, you tie them up. He knew that Mike was still in love with her. He should have gone to Mike and said, Mike, look, I love this woman with all my heart, and I want to marry her and make her happy. You know, be a man about it. Instead, he chose to have a 2-inch little clit and fucking marry her behind his back. And that's wrong, dude. You don't do shit like that. Excuse my French.
Trista.
My Spanish is bad.
Trista, what do you think about this whole scenario?
No, she's not there.
She's gone, Jess.
Did she pop? All right, fair enough. Marissa, what do you think?
In regards to whether or not he should have kept it?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I like what we've kind of said. I don't think anyone would have blamed him had he kept it. You know, he had the choice to take the high road and be, you know, true to himself, or kind of, you know, have a little revenge and take it. So, I mean, it's tough to say what any one of us would do in that certain situation. Honestly, I mean, I would love to be able to say that I would have taken the high road and would have shared, but I don't know if...
Is it really the high road or revenge, though?
What?
Is it really taking the high road, or is it really revenge if he keeps the money? I mean, here's the deal. I mean, it's a game. You know, she chose to go marry some other guy. I mean, I think it's all is fair in love and war, right? Or is that wrong?
But that's the thing. It's a
game of life.
Game, but you shouldn't be getting your emotions involved. If it's a straight game, they were partners. They agreed to be partners together, and they take it to the end together. So if it's a straight game, yeah, he should have shared.
Yeah.
You know what?
The only one that was
monkey wrench in that motherfucker.
I'm just mad that it was the exact same ending that it was from the season before. I was hoping it would be something totally different. Maybe everyone would have had to vote on the person.
I agree. I thought they would have done something completely different.
Like I was kind of like, really, that you're doing the exact same thing that you did before? I mean, even still,
just share the money.
Like, I mean, even if you don't pick share and someone picks keep, like, I mean, you could easily plan it out to split the money if someone goes ahead and does it. I mean, you could have done anything. You could have plotted.
Right.
I mean, I would have liked for it to have been something totally different.
Jesse, are we talking about, like, are we getting into, like, Holly, the whole deal right now?
Right now. I'm going into it right now. All
Okay.
right, Dave, since you brought it up.
I talked to Mike today. He called me, and we were talking a little bit. And I got to thinking after I got off the phone with him, because I got a bunch of tweets and stuff about ABC and how could they do this to him and them and that. And
well, they stabbed him, dude. He didn't know.
Okay, but here's the thing. Here's the thing that gets me the most is everybody wants to blame ABC and everybody wants to do this and that. But the fact is, it's everybody watching the show, everybody talking about it, everybody tweeting it, all the magazines. That's what people want to see. ABC's doing their job and feeding people. So everybody that wants to point fingers at ABC, you can point them at yourself. It's your fault. It's not ABC's fault. If you didn't pay attention to this shit, it's like Jersey Shore. You guys want to watch these clowns run around and do bad things, that's what people are going to do. I wrote a book about good guy stuff. It doesn't sell shit. If I wrote a book about other stuff, and like, what's that one book the dude wrote? He talks about banging all those curls and all that weird shit in Vegas.
We can get together and write one day.
We could, and I guarantee you it would sell more than the book I wrote that is about good stuff, because people don't want to hear that at the end of the day. As much shit as they all talk and how everybody, you know, is so perfect, and they get mad at us for cussing on here. I get tweets after every one of these. You have a potty mouth. Okay, because I'm a grown-ass man, and that's how I talk. I don't live in a fairy tale world. It's a fact. I live in America. That's how we talk. I grew up in a locker room. My father was a truck driver. I played football. That's how I talk. You can turn it off, but it just bothers me that everybody wants to point fingers, and everybody on here will start saying this and that. No, it's your fault because you watch it, you pay attention to it, you buy Us Weekly. Who gives a fuck what Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt are doing right now? Honestly, that's what people want to see. Who cares? But it's our fault. It's our fault.
I'm glad
it's not ABC's fault. I'm going to stick up for him. They did shit all over his chest. He gave him Dirty Sanchez. But the fact is, it's our fault.
It's not the cast's fault. They make their decisions. They did what they did. ABC's just filming it.
I mean, and I did talk to Alon too, and he told me Holly had the chance to tell him. So, Holly, to do that to that poor guy, knowing what a good person he is, it's just, I lost a lot of respect for that girl, and I liked Holly a lot before then, but she had the chance to tell him before then, and she didn't.
Yeah, even Chris Harrison said today in his blog she had 3 days before. They took the phones the night before. They took the phones 3 days before. I mean, someone close to the show was telling me how, like, the whole time Holly's making out with Mike, cuddling with him. They're always together, and now she goes and does this, and then she turns around. It's just, how many cheeks does Mike have to get slapped here, man?
A couple people were telling me, like, the producers should have told him. They saw him before the shoot. They should have told him, listen, that's their job. And my first thing my dad ever taught me about business was don't mix friendship and business. That's business. They're making money by putting him out there like that. Unfortunately, that's business. And you can't trust the producers. They're great people, but that's their job. That's how they make their show. If they were to tell him that and he got out there and it was phony when he came up and like, oh, well, you're engaged, then their show sucks. So it's not...
The thing Jason Mesnick said when he came on here was, even though I work with them, I don't trust them as far as I can throw them. And that's from a dude that's on there every season, coming from the mouth of the horse.
This is rhetorical. We've already discussed this. We only have 20 minutes left, but we all know the producers lie. It's their job. They're great at it. And I don't think that's wrong with them. They're making TV.
Yeah, but people out there need to understand that is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you know what, though? For those of us that have been on the show before, I mean, Holly has been on the show once before that she went through another full season. We know now what they do. So, I mean, I think she should have said to them, you know what, fuck this. There's not a chance in hell I'm walking onto that stage. I don't care if they took her phone and his phone. You can say to them in that hotel room, there's not a fucking chance I'm walking on that stage without telling him beforehand. So either you bring me to him or my ass isn't fucking going out there.
You think Mike would have done that to her? Never.
No, she had no character.
There's been nothing this whole season. I was saying, there's been nothing this whole season that either Holly or Blake did that was ever stand up and straightforward. They had been sneaking under her head the whole freaking time, so you knew this was coming. You had to know this was coming.
Did you see the look on his face, by the way, too, when they were telling him? I mean, he had the most smug, smug, what the fuck are you going to do about it type of look on his face. Like, looking at Michael
the whole time.
I haven't watched it yet, and I don't know if I would, but it's like, it makes me, like, just sad to think about everything. I don't even want to think about it.
Okay, let's stop talking about it for Natalie.
Sorry.
Oh,
that being said, let's go to the Beatdown countdown for the week, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, Matthew.
Just for you, Natalie.
Oh, Dave, I miss you. I miss us.
Hey everybody, Richard Matt here with another Bachelor Pad Beatdown countdown. Sorry, I had to do it from work. Done it, wrapped up another season.
Nerd.
And love us or hate us, here at the Beatdown, we've just given our honest opinions. That hasn't always gone over so well with some of the cast members.
Nice time,
So today, I'm counting down the top 3 threats made against Jesse by cast members. Number 3. After Jesse had called Justin Rated R one of the biggest douchebags he'd ever seen on TV, Justin was obviously a little bit upset. But if Jesse and Justin were ever to get into a fight, I'm not sure what's going to happen because, first, I've seen Jesse do push-ups. Softened up a little bit.
Oh!
Number 2. After Jesse had a conversation about Holly and Michael got a little confused about what side he was on and offered Jesse his own version of a beatdown when he came to LA. Although, after last night, I see these two being actually better drinking buddies. And the number 1 threat against Jesse was from Blake himself. I don't know what exactly was going to go on if Jesse ever got to see Blake, but I think Jesse's going to have to take a number because someone called dibs on punching him in his perfect teeth first. That's it for the Bachelor Pad Beatdown Countdowns. We'll see you next season for The Bachelor with Ben F. and his 25 ladies. Back to the Beatdown.
Wes, before we were interrupted by Natalie and her commercial break, you were about to say something, and then you and Rich kind of got tangled up. What were you going to say about the whole?
No, I was just saying, as far as Holly, I mean, sometimes you got to take accountability for your actions to man up, and you just have to do what's right. I mean, she could have told Mike what was going on. Basically, it boils down to the biggest chicken shit move in Bachelor Pad history. All 3 of them combined. Chicken shit move, just heartless, stone cold.
Fair enough.
Wow.
Marissa, from another girl's perspective, would you have told him, or would you have let it go down like that?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that he needed to have been told. You can't tell me that there wasn't time to do that. I think we've all covered the different ways that Blake could have gone to him before he proposed to her. She could have found a way to tell him, but I mean, nothing in this world is free. And for Blake to not understand that, like, you accept a deal with the devil, like, you're going to be dancing with them, you know, and you take a ring from them, you put it on national television, you don't think they're going to get something out of that? You think they're just going to hand you a ring? You think they're just going to hand you a ring for free and say, here, let's shoot this and let's just make it all happy and flowery? No, they're going to take what they can get. And for him to not realize that and be completely blind and then to be pissed off about it, I mean, you took a ring from them. Like, they're going to get something out of it. And, I mean, they did.
Not only did he take a ring, but I heard that he was offered $25K because somebody else, another couple on the show, I'm not going to name names, was offered $25K and turned it down, and he jump took it. Anybody else hear that?
I heard it, and he tweeted a couple times about how he didn't have it, how he didn't get paid or whatever, and I saw, you know, oh, we wish we got paid. Number one, first off, you're dumb if you don't think that they're going to get at least money from publicity and all that stuff and whatnot, photos and tabloids. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. And number two, if they don't get money from publicity, they're retarded. They're stupid.
Hold on a second. There's no way.
And he got a $25,000 ring to boot on top of it.
I know for a fact that there was a $25,000 offer on the table for an engagement. Whether they took it and got paid, production offered a certain couple on the show $25,000 and they turned it down. I will put my soul on that.
Because that couple's a good couple.
Who'd you hear that from?
I heard that from the person that it was offered
No,
to.
You've got a good couple.
People
Not
say
Casey
a lot
and
of
Dana?
stuff that's not true because they're dramatic.
Oh,
That's why
Nikki,
they're on
you're
the show in the
such a
first place.
sweetheart.
Yeah, hypocritically speaking.
I'm just saying, don't think that they're not paying people to do stuff on that show. Guaranteed.
Because they're desperate for a wedding. You know they want one so badly, but they can't get the people that actually would get married and last to go through it. So they're trying to fish for couples that are, you know, media and attention whores right now that won't last. It'd be stupid. The people that turned it down were smart because they're genuine and actually are in love.
$25,000 is a drop in the bucket for the amount of ratings and the amount of money they made off the finale of that show, ratings being through the roof, because I guarantee you they knew it was going to hit tabloids before the show ever aired, and it's going to make it that much bigger of a deal. They can sign the Bachelor pad for another 3-season deal or whatever the case may be instead of season to season, and it's more money in Fleiss's pocket and another shiny Range Rover, period.
I've got one question that's kind of off topic here, but just answer it real fast. Do they have that much control over when the show airs? Because why in the hell would you have it on the first night of Monday Night Football for the finale? Do you know how that works?
I know this. I know that right now they already have the schedule of when the next season of Bachelor is going to air. So it could have been a production error to overlap, but I think they're more looking at, you know, overall ratings of the show, what sort of things are going to overlap that's going to draw traffic away, and probably looking at some big sheet from the prior year on what show got what traffic, and that's probably how they make their decisions.
And viewers don't watch, probably aren't watching the football if they're like in the Bachelor pad.
Well, the demographics are probably, they don't overlap as much, for sure. So.
Hey, Jesse.
But I do like the Dolphins.
Yeah. Yo, what's up?
I'm jumping off in a couple minutes here, so is there anything that you wanted me to say or give
We're gonna move on to Jake and coming back on, giving the hug to Casey. Casey claiming to Rated R that he needs to stop making fun of how he talks because he has a speech impediment. You know all these guys. First off, do you think Jake was being genuine? I think he's full of crap coming on there. I think he played his cards perfectly, and he had a little help from ABC in the editing room. What are your thoughts?
Here's what I would do if I was in Jake's situation. Exactly 1,000% what he did. Because, and I would do the same if I was Deanna and Casey. They all hugged and made up, and I do that. Everyone does that in real life. Like, let's say Dave and I hated each other, but it was like, you know what? We were once close. We were once friends. Like, I care about this guy. I would make you point that out. Like,
whoever's typing, it sounds like you're beating on the. It sounds like you're beating on the computer. So whoever's typing, please stop. And whoever's watching Star Trek out of their cell phone, please stop too.
So it's like somebody's fucking a gorilla.
So Jake, I think they did a good job. I think that they wanted to make amends, and I think that's fine. And, they did it on national television, whatever. They'll probably never see each other again. At least it's the end of all this stupid drama. And as far as Casey goes, every time anyone makes fun of the kid's voice, whether it's Twitter or in a blog or something, obviously no one's ever said anything to him. But obviously something is maybe wrong with his vocal cords or has a speech impediment. But it's one of those things that, like, I don't think it's funny. Like, it's one of those things where That's what God gave you. You can't change something about that. And I think it's bullshit when people make fun of someone for that. Like, that could be your son. That could be your brother. So stop being freaking mean. You can rip on his clothes, rip on his haircut, things he can change. Don't rip on something the kid can't change. That's bullshit. And with that,
one is Pecker.
see you on Ben. Love you all. Okay, bye.
Wes, what do you think?
Yeah.
I don't get a goodbye.
Bye.
Hey, Natalie.
We love you.
Everybody,
you got a commercial break, for God's sakes. You need a goodbye too?
I need everything. It's all about me.
Jeez.
God dressed
Hey,
USA.
everybody, I just want to put a shout out there. Me and Natalie and Kovacs are doing a show on Friday, our own little TV show kind of thing going on. So Natalie, I will see you Wednesday or Thursday. Omaha, Nebraska.
Cornhuskers.
That was my big news.
Love it.
Thank you very much.
Wes, what do you think of...
I waited 45 minutes for that shit? Seriously?
What do you think of the whole Jake coming back, Casey getting made fun of, et cetera, et cetera?
You know what? I nicknamed Casey the Kid. First night I ever met him. You know, he's kind of outrageous, over the top, young, immature, but he's a good guy, and I like him. And
He's a good guy.
I really don't care what he talks like. I'm not trying to bang him. Jake, you know, I don't know. I don't really know what goes on in Jake's head. You know, he's probably got all kind of weird, crazy-ass thoughts running around up there. I had no clue. You know, have you ever looked in his eyes?
I gotta give Jake credit. Gotta give him credit.
Wes, have you ever looked into his eyes?
I have looked at it. You know, I was the first person who befriended Jake. I was his best friend on the show. We were the first two guys in the house, so I spent the most time with him. He was my roommate every night, whatever trip we were on, except for when I was in Canada with Dave and Dante, motherfuckers. but you know, I did look in his eyes, and he's one hell of, and I thought he was genuine until I saw him switch from like Jake to like Charles Manson in his eyes.
I said the second day, I swear to God, ask Alon to produce, I said the second day he's going to stab somebody at some point in his life. Second day I met him, he seemed so great. The first day I met him, I'm like, oh, this guy's really nice. He goes, hey, guys, how are you? And he comes walking down the stairs. Next morning, this is, swear to God, he had those yellow shorts on that came up to like his ball sack. He had his shorts pulled, or his socks pulled up to like his ankle, remember the ankle socks? Shirt tucked into the ball sack shorts, just comes walking down there with a bowl of fucking Cheerios. He's like, hey, guys, I just went for a 7-mile run this morning. What are you doing? And we're like, we're all hungover. We're like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? I'm like, he's going to kill somebody for sure. He's going to mass murder.
Yeah.
Crazy. I mean, I'm crazy, but he's like crazy. Yeah.
So he's like the banker that has all the bodies in his basement wrapped in saran wrap type deal.
Dude, I like Jake now. I'm on Jake's side. I switched, if that's possible. I switched halfway through just because he works it so good. He came back on there last night. He's like, well, I was wrong. I'll doing the whole thing, you know, the little smirky ass fucking smile. He's got a little dick smile, and he just worked it. And America's just like, oh my God, he's right. We will forgive him. He's sincere.
And his publicist,
unbelievable.
His publicist is sitting in the corner,
just sitting over there.
Yeah.
Yep, nailing it. We're doing it, Jake. You're a stud. Texas Rangers
He's always got that smile on his face is because he's probably got his dick duct taped to his asshole. He's always got a little tickle going on, you know?
Craig, are you there? Craig, are you
there? Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I mean, on it. I don't know why. I don't know why I want to change it. I don't know why I want to change it to a serious note.
I got my duct tape on it right now.
Dude, I was proud of my boy Casey last night, man. I really was. I finally he finally looked like a normal human being. I think throughout this whole show, like he's just been portrayed to be such an asshole, and that's really not him. I know him really well, and I was really happy to kind of see like that side of him come out. Rated R has got to be the biggest douchebag. He really is the biggest douchebag in the history of the show to go on the show.
No, I mean, Craig, that's just becoming cool in Canada.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, real quick, I got to just say this real quick. He tweets. He says, "Does anyone know a good lawyer in Canada?" As if he's going to sue Graham in Canada somehow for a punch that happened in L.A. and bring Graham to Canada to the Canadian courts. He thinks he needs a Canadian lawyer. The kid's the fucking dumbest kid I've never met in my entire life. And I think he punched Graham. I think the reason Graham punched him is because I don't think Graham knew who he was. I mean, it's funny. He's up there. He's like. You know, you didn't say 2 words to me on the house. I'm thinking to myself, God, the guy had probably 1 or 2 days to say anything to him. He was voted off the first night. That guy is such a douchebag. I'm sorry to go back to him, but back to Casey. Proud of him. That's my boy. And sometimes I wonder what he's doing in that relationship, but I love him.
I thought it was a sincere
kid.
apology. I thought he was very sincere.
Yeah. Casey came out to Breck, and I hung out with him for like 3 or 4 days, and you know, he's not the dude that they portrayed him to be in his edit. You know,
he's a good kid.
Yeah, for sure. I got none but love for him. Nikki, what do you think of this whole Jake getting apologized to and Casey having the speech impediment?
I think, again, we've all said it. The portrayal that Casey got isn't the Casey that we all know and love. And, you know, if you watched him the very first time on Bachelorette, you kind of sort of noticed his speech impediment, and it wasn't until you met him in person. And there's just nothing that he can help do with that. As far as his apology goes, I think it was really sincere. That's who you see. That's who he really is. Like, he welled up with tears because of himself. He didn't like the person that he became while he was in the house. And, you know, I hate to bring her up, but, like, being his girlfriend, or if she's not anymore, even still, how do you not have emotion for the man you quote-unquote love when he's in that state of, I effed up. I wasn't the person I wanted to be. I got portrayed this way, and I'm trying to make amends with Jake and with whoever else in the house that he supposedly backstabbed. And she had no emotion for him whatsoever, which was very disheartening because he's sitting right in front of her, and she didn't even, like, stop to console him. I think he's a really good guy that deserves way better than what he's getting.
Yeah, I agree. I want to go back to the.
He needs to wear looser underwear.
Oh, Como City say, give me some fucking chicken. It's easy.
Dave, dude.
What's going on?
Oh man, I want to. Dave, you got some chicken? Got some chicken, Dave?
Oh, I just got some chicken. Yeah, making chicken.
What is that?
Anyway.
You're making it, or you have some Spanish woman making it for you?
I want to move on to something that we're going to see in the future. So obviously we know there's going to be tabloids coming from the pad too, et cetera, et cetera. I want to point out something which I know is going to happen. I think that ABC is going to cut Stagliano off. They got the ratings out of him, just like Dave said. They did their job 110%. And I think now they're going to drop Stagliano and they're going to focus on that new relationship. So everyone who's watching, when you guys are, you know, open up these magazines and reading them, I want you to pay attention to what you see in the tabloids that came from the pad too. All the stuff that they don't want to talk about, like how they broke Stagliano's heart and, you know, the whole deal. That's not going to, you're not going to see that stuff as much because now Stagliano is going to have to hire an outside publicist to do all of his PR work for him because ABC's not going to be footing the bill like they're going to foot for Holly and Blake. Dave, you went through, you were on the good side of that. What are your thoughts?
I'm sorry, I missed some of that.
ABC's going to take their whole PR thing for Stags and just clip it because they've gotten what they need out of him. They're going to move him on his way.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, you got done with the pad. You've dealt with
it. I mean, they're going to be against him doing any kind of advertising against him, making any money off the show, against anything like that. I mean, they don't want people doing that. They don't want people doing that. And the reason is because he's not going to do what Jake does for them and act for them and do that kind of stuff. You know, Mike's a real guy. And, you know, he's going to have to jump through loops just like I did to do anything with it. And it's unfortunate because, you know, unfortunately, he's not going to be Mike Stagliano right now. He's going to be Mike Stagliano that won the Bachelor pad. That's what people are going to, for the next 2 years of his life, that's what he's going to be known as. Just like, you know, how long's it been since Trista was on there? I mean, in all seriousness, she's going to be known as that. And they're all totally against anything that they don't make money off of. If it's not involving them, they don't want you doing it.
I asked Chris Harrison one time, I said, you know, right after I got off the show, I said, why isn't ABC helping me with anything? You know, what happened? All of a sudden, one day the publicist stopped returning my calls. The only calls I would get would be from the law office threatening to sue me because I did an interview or whatever.
That little
and
prick. I'd like to see him outside.
And Harrison said, who, Harrison?
No, that little son of a bitch that calls you all the time. What's his name?
Richard.
Yeah, that dude's cruising for an ass beating, man.
Oh, yeah, I told him. I said, you want to sue me? Go ahead. I can't wait to get in the same room as that dude. In any event, I asked Harrison what the deal was. I said, why do they do that to people? And he said, the people that ABC will continue to work with are the people that don't bite the hand that feeds them, saying the people that basically saying what you just said, jump through ABC's hoops and do whatever ABC tells them, like Jake, like Rated R, all these people that, you know, do all the stupid stuff. So that being said, anybody that you love, like a Chris Lambden or whatever, those people aren't jumping through hoops. You're not going to see them back on the show. That's just not how it works. Unless they start doing it, it's not going to happen. With that being said, it's the finale. Everybody, thanks for coming on. I do have a little bit of a surprise for you, so stay tuned. We might have another little clip of a beatdown coming up for you guys in the next week or so. Guys, until January, thanks for joining. Later.
Thanks, buddy.